Would you rather live in a world where airplanes don't crash into the skyscrapers, children can attend a fun and innocent concert without getting killed, constituents can attend a meet and greet with their congressional representatives without being shot at, sport enthusiasts can attend a football game without suicide bombers detonating themselves, blood sisters and brothers don't murder each other's children over a piece of land they deem holy. Athletes are allowed to run a marathon in peace. Children are not awakened at night to the sounds of bombs dropping from the sky. Victims of genocide are not denied and forgotten. Slavery is not downplayed, and victims of it are not bullied to minimize the recovery and rebuild of their dignity. Would you like to see the day that self-hatred, fear, weakness, insecurity, and self-loathing doesn't manifest itself in a false sense of supremacy? I have an idea. There is something we can do to stop this madness. Just you and I. No politicians, no leaders, no marches in Washington, no signing petitions, no demonstrations anywhere in the world. Just us. Would you like to give it a try?
At first I thought the country needs an informed chancellor. Then I thought maybe it needs an informed king. But now I understand that it needs an informed nation.
If you're willing to stop pointing fingers at other cultures, religions, and groups for just a minute and take a hard look within to recognize your share of the responsibility for this hell we all live in. If you have the courage to do the unthinkable and help plant a seed to solve this global crisis, then come on this amazing journey with me.
My race is supreme. All may Jesus perish.
Get out of this land. It was promised to you. Blacks are less intelligent than whites.
My God is better than yours. Choose a God, choose a
The answer is not violence. I should know. As a kid, I endured 8 long years of Iran-Iraq war. Hearing the deafening siren interrupting my cartoons, I would see my mom's frantic dash to grab my little sister and take us to the shelter. And I would count the number of bombs dropped, and I would guess their proximity by the degree of intensity that our windows would shake. All the while, I would wonder, if we won the lottery of life today, who were the ones who lost it? War is only a temporary solution to madness that propels a political agenda, makes defense manufacturers and defense contractors rich, and makes the situation worse than what it was before the war. It also creates generations of hate and cultural PTSD and leaves tremendous devastation behind. It all started with greed, in this case, oil gluttony. In 1973, the Shah of Iran announced his refusal to renew the oil contracts with American and European oil companies that were set to expire in 1979. As the leader of OPEC, he lowered the production and increased the price of oil, which was met with displeasure from Saudi Arabia and the West.
موقعی که در 1954 ما قرارداد نفتی را امضا کردیم، یکی از مواد قرارداد این بود که شرکت‌های عامل منافع ایران را به بهترین وجهی حفظ خواهند کرد. ما دلایلی داریم که این کار نشده است. قرارداد نفت خود را با کنسورسیوم در سال 1979 یعنی 6 سال دیگر تمدید نکرد.
In response, CIA designed its second coup d'etat in Iran, and with the help of the French and the British, started an aggressive smear campaign against the Shah. But in order to uproot the 3,000-year-old Persian Empire, the West needed the help of Iranian traitors to organize the coup. CIA hired the Ayatollah Khomeini, who was exiled by the Shah. The Ayatollah received funding to organize a sham revolution in the suburbs of Paris, with direct help of then French President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing against the opposition of the French Parliament. In January of 1979, the coup happened as planned. However, Jimmy Carter had gravely miscalculated the intentions of the Ayatollah. As soon as he came to power, instead of renewing the oil contracts, he held employees of the American embassy hostage, executed every last one of the Iranian traitors who helped him come to power, murdered thousands of innocent Iranians, forced women at gunpoint to cover up their hair, and to the horror of the millions of Iranians in the world, started a totalitarian theocracy that remains in power to this day. Khomeini single-handedly pulled the biggest bluff in the history of mankind since the Trojan horse. The removal of the Shah of Iran rippled through and destabilized a very important region. Ultimately, that led to the creation of Mujahideen militia groups in Afghanistan. Everybody played a part: the Soviets, Ronald Reagan, Pakistanis, and Saudis. Over the next 2 decades, the Mujahideen morphed into Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Eventually, on September 11th, 2001, New York City witnessed one of the most horrific displays of inhumanity, and it would have never happened if the Shah of Iran had remained in power. I have lived through the horror and have experienced the unthinkable. Now I'm here to tell you the real truth about the deceptions of most politicians and leaders for the past 2 centuries. They create eternal arch-enemies and scapegoats, all in the name of values, faith, democracy, justice, and freedom, just to perpetuate war, because wars are extremely profitable. We need a fresh approach. Help me tell this story through an eye-opening documentary called The Business of Freedom. The concluded film will propose a multi-phase solution in hopes that we can disarm the propagandist politicians, bring peace back to our lives and communities, and take our power back.